Picture this, it's 2017. The world is buzzing with new tech, apps are changing how we live, and streaming is starting to eat away at the old-school movie theater experience. But for movie lovers, there's still nothing like the thrill of seeing a film on the big screen, popcorn in hand, lights dimming, and the anticipation of a story about to unfold. But there's a catch. Movie tickets are expensive. In big cities, you're shelling out $15 or more for a single ticket, and that's before you even think about snacks. For many, going to the movies is becoming a rare treat, not a regular habit. Then, seemingly out of nowhere, comes MoviePass. Their pitch? Unlimited movies any theater, any day, for just $9.95 a month. It sounds like a fantasy, a deal so good it almost feels like a prank. No blackout dates, no complicated rules, just a shiny red debit card and a slick app. You could walk up to nearly any theater, swipe your card, and see a movie every single day. For film fans, it was like unlocking a secret level of life. Suddenly people were boasting about seeing 10, 12, even 15 movies a month. Social media feeds filled up with MoviePass stories, ticket stubs, and movie reviews. It became a badge of honor to see just how much value you could squeeze out of your subscription. Indie films and documentaries, once struggling to fill seats, were suddenly playing to packed houses. Movie fans who used to stick to blockbusters were now exploring every corner of the theater schedule just because they could. MoviePass made everyone feel like a VIP. No more agonizing over ticket prices or waiting for discount days. You could see what you wanted, when you wanted, and walk right in. That little red card became a status symbol. Flashing it at the box office was like being part of an exclusive club, one that everyone wanted to join. Friends pressured each other to sign up. FOMO was real. Nobody wanted to be left out of the movie-going renaissance. Group chats buzzed with tips on how to maximize your MoviePass, and everyone had a story about the time they saw 3 movies in a single weekend. The numbers were staggering. Subscriptions exploded from just 20,000 to over 3 million in less than a year. It was a viral sensation, the kind of growth most startups only dream about. But as MoviePass fever swept the nation, a question started to nag at people's minds. How could this possibly work? Was there some secret trick, or was it just too good to be true? Behind the scenes, the reality was grim. MoviePass was bleeding cash at an alarming rate. Every ticket purchased by a subscriber meant more money out the door. For every $15 ticket, MoviePass lost $5. The math was brutal, and it only got worse as people used the service more. See one movie? They lost $5. See two? That's $20 down the drain. The more you used it, the more they lost. It was a business model that seemed to defy logic, and yet for a while it worked. At least on the surface. MoviePass was a high-stakes gamble. The plan? Disrupt the entire movie industry before the money ran out, betting that theaters or studios would eventually have to play ball. The public was captivated, investors were anxious, and behind closed doors, a spectacular collapse was brewing. The tension was palpable. MoviePass wasn't just a deal, it was a ticking time bomb, set to explode the moment reality caught up with the hype. The more people used it, the faster the company burned through cash. It was a race against time, and the finish line was coming up fast. The dream was irresistible, but the math was a disaster. For a brief, shining moment, MoviePass let millions live out their movie-going fantasies, before the curtain came crashing down. This was just the opening act of one of the wildest, most unbelievable business stories in recent memory, a story that would leave Hollywood, Wall Street, and movie fans everywhere stunned. MoviePass set out to completely transform the way people experience the movies. Their vision was bold, to become the Netflix of movie theaters, offering one flat monthly fee for unlimited trips to the cinema no matter what was playing or when. The founders, including a Netflix co-founder, saw an opportunity far beyond just selling tickets. They believed the real goldmine was in the data, tracking what, when, and where people watched, and using those insights to reshape the entire movie industry. Their dream was to sell this treasure trove of data to Hollywood studios, helping them target audiences more effectively, and to negotiate a share of the lucrative concession sales that keep theaters afloat. The $9.95 price tag was intentionally irresistible, bait to attract millions of users quickly, building a massive subscriber base that would give MoviePass leverage in the industry. For moviegoers, the subscription was a game changer. Suddenly, the risk of wasting money on a disappointing film disappeared. People could see as many movies as they wanted without worrying about the cost. Audiences started taking chances on indie films and documentaries they might have skipped before, making moviegoing more adventurous and diverse than ever. For a brief, shining moment, It felt like a golden age for film lovers. Cinemas were buzzing, and people rediscovered the joy of seeing movies on the big screen. But beneath the excitement, the business was built on shaky assumptions and risky bets. MoviePass believed theaters would welcome the surge in ticket sales and happily share their profits, seeing MoviePass as a valuable partner. Instead, most theaters saw MoviePass as a disruptive threat, not an ally, and worried it would undermine their business model. They refused to offer discounts or share any revenue, leaving MoviePass without the deals it desperately needed to survive. The company's leverage never materialized, and the financial foundation began to crumble. The first cracks in the dream appeared as the industry pushed back, and customers started to notice problems. MoviePass's revolutionary idea, once hailed as the future of moviegoing, was already on shaky ground, caught between ambitious dreams and harsh business realities. When MoviePass slashed its price, subscriptions didn't just rise, they exploded. What started as a niche service for film buffs suddenly became a national sensation. In just a few short months, the subscriber count soared from a modest 20,000 to a staggering 1 million, and then almost unbelievably to 3 million. The growth was so rapid it seemed like everyone wanted in on the deal. Social media buzzed with excitement. People proudly posted photos of their ticket stubs, tagged friends, and shared their MoviePass hacks. The hashtag #MoviePass trended as users boasted about seeing multiple movies a week, turning the service into a viral phenomenon. The company was hailed as a disruptor, celebrated in tech circles and business magazines. MoviePass was seen as the next big thing, a bold challenger to the old way of doing business in Hollywood. But behind the scenes, every new subscriber meant more losses. The math was brutal. For every person who signed up, the company's expenses grew faster than its revenue. MoviePass paid full price for every ticket, no matter how many movies a customer watched. Even if someone saw just one movie a month, the company lost money. For movie lovers who went often, the losses multiplied quickly. Power users, those who went to the movies every week or even more, cost the company hundreds of dollars a year. Some users saw dozens of movies, taking full advantage of the too good to be true offer. The more MoviePass grew, the faster it burned through cash. The company's bank account was draining at an alarming rate with no end in sight. Investors kept pouring in money, hoping for a turnaround. But soon, the stock price plummeted as Wall Street realized the math didn't add up. The dream was starting to unravel. The company's rocket ship was impressive, soaring higher and higher, but it was headed straight for the ground. The ride was thrilling, but the crash seemed inevitable. The business model was simple: lose money on every customer and hope for a miracle. It was a gamble, and the odds were never in their favor. The viral growth that made MoviePass famous was also its undoing. The very thing that brought it into the spotlight was now pushing it toward disaster. The financial reality was a nightmare. Executives scrambled to find solutions, but the numbers only got worse. The company was running out of time and money. Each day brought them closer to the brink. The stage was set for disaster. MoviePass had become a cautionary tale in real time, and the world was watching to see what would happen next. As MoviePass grew, the magic faded fast. Unlimited movies, suddenly you couldn't see the same film twice. The app became buggy, showtimes vanished, and popular movies were mysteriously unavailable. Peak pricing and surcharges appeared, so much for a flat fee. Customer service was overwhelmed, and new restrictions piled on: submit ticket stubs, or risk suspension. Theaters disappeared from the app without warning. The service became a frustrating gamble: would it work today or not? Social media turned from hype to outrage as users vented about broken promises. The goodwill evaporated overnight. MoviePass was now a hassle, not a perk. The company's desperate attempts to save money only alienated its biggest fans. The cracks in the dream became impossible to ignore. The magic was gone, replaced by anger and disappointment. MoviePass's fatal flaw? Simple math. They sold $15 tickets for $10, losing money on every active user. The plan: grow fast, then monetize later, maybe with data sales or revenue sharing. But theaters saw MoviePass as a parasite, not a partner, and refused to play along. The company hoped for breakage, users who'd pay but rarely go, but power users overwhelmed the math. The data wasn't valuable enough, and the partnerships never happened. The business was built on wishful thinking, not reality. The numbers never worked. The collapse was inevitable. Theaters and studios saw MoviePass as a threat, not an innovator. AMC's CEO called the model shaky and unsustainable, vowing not to cooperate. Theaters accepted the MoviePass card but refused discounts or revenue sharing. The industry built a wall, isolating MoviePass from loyalty programs and apps. In response, theaters launched their own subscription services: AMC Stubs A-List, Regal Unlimited, Cinemark Movie Club. These plans offered reliability and perks, cutting MoviePass out of the equation. Theaters took the idea, made it sustainable, and left MoviePass behind. The disruptor was now the outsider. By summer 2018, MoviePass was in crisis. One night, cards were declined nationwide. The company had run out of money. An emergency loan kept the lights on, but the damage was done. Desperate, MoviePass limited movies, blacked out new releases, and killed the unlimited plan. The service became nearly unusable. Subscribers fled, the stock collapsed, and lawsuits piled up. Investigations followed, and bankruptcy loomed. In September 2019, MoviePass shut down for good. Investors lost everything. The $200 million meltdown was complete. The final curtain fell on one of the wildest business collapses in recent memory. MoviePass is a cautionary tale for startups everywhere. Growth isn't success if the business model is broken. You can't lose money on every customer and hope to make it up in volume. The company underestimated the power of established players. AMC and others fought back and won. Trust matters. MoviePass's broken promises turned fans into critics. Once trust is lost, it's nearly impossible to regain. Theaters learned from MoviePass, launching better, sustainable subscription plans. MoviePass tried to solve a problem the industry didn't have. Disruption only works if you actually fix something for your partners, not just your customers. MoviePass's failure is a lesson in hubris, hope, and the harsh reality of business math. MoviePass failed as a business, but its impact was huge. It proved there was massive demand for movie subscriptions. Theaters launched their own plans, now a staple of the industry. MoviePass changed how people think about going to the movies: value, flexibility, and adventure. It briefly revived indie films and made movie-going exciting again. Even in failure, MoviePass forced Hollywood to innovate. The company lost the battle, but its core idea won the war. MoviePass burned out, but it lit a